I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
I need to get laid because my balls are blue. And I start touching myself, thinking of you, girl. And I start touching myself, thinking of you, girl.
In the Slowly Hotel.
That's a great song.
That is a good song.
What a wonderful world.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff, nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Attention, everyone.
You're tuned in live.
DV Radio.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready for
Hey, you're listening to DV Radio with the old guy. I see Bo, who never leaves his couch for some reason. Google and Recall, and I don't know where Marquis at.
I was going to say he probably went to Kroger.
The little garlic sauce is delicious. You alt-right neo-Nazi bastards better stop it right now.
If you use the cheap sauce, it don't taste good.
It tastes like ass.
And I've got an important message.
Joe Junkie and Carrie Crack are perfectly fine for Tombstone.
Well, yep. Carrie Crack is perfectly fine. She's in New Zealand. I would have sex with Brad Pitt.
How can you even read that with a straight face? Well, I've heard that many like short and tuna can girth, so I'm winning in that round apparently.
You're tuned in to WDVR on DVRadio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on DVRadio.net. WDVR. This is Barracks Talk Live, or you're listening to it on podcast, which it's not live. It is September 22nd, 2018. I'm Boner Wood. DB6 isn't here, but we do have Recoil and a guest co-host, Mr. DB Oink. I hear myself in the background on somebody's shit, and I don't know why, but that's funny. Anyway, DB6 is not here. Marquis not here. Google's not here. Because, you know, when I try to die, they think they can just take all the time in the world off. That's how this works here at DV Radio. Anyway. No, Marquis, his computer blue screened in the middle of him talking last week, so he doesn't have a way to communicate. Google, she decided to leave DV6. Not really. She's out for the weekend. And DV6 was playing with chainsaws again. Not going to lie. We'll give you a little more info on that later in the show. But without further ado, how you doing, Rico?
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
I can use a chainsaw without hurting myself.
Right? Oink, how you doing, brother?
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous. All right, Mary Poppins. You know, speaking of Mary,
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I'll spell that backwards.
Oh, shit. I used to actually be able to spell it without even thinking about it. Now, no chance. Speaking of Mary Poppins, did you know there's an actually remake coming out, and it's got Dick Van Dyke dancing on a fucking desk, and the dude's almost 100 years old. Like, I saw the...
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the trailer today's Saturday. I saw it probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And I was like, that's Dick Van Dyke. And he's up there just dancing away. And I'm like, dude's like 96 years old. Holy shit. I wish I had that energy now. Oh, my God. So, yeah, we got nobody here with us except us three.
Or nobody.
Feels like Alaska. Feels like home.
So, so I don't know the complete details because DV6 likes to be vague with us until he tells the story himself. But in a nutshell, at the farm, they were clearing out some trees, and a tree punched him in the gut, apparently. So he is not on tonight. And by punching in the gut, we mean that it fell and hit him in the gut while he was cutting it down. So hopefully he doesn't die on us with the hole in his gut from a tree that punched him, apparently. But speaking of trees,
Was he laying down or is his gut horizontal?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it kicked back and was like, bitch, you ain't taking me out.
Envision the angle that this tree would have to fall.
Well, when I got on Skype with him earlier this evening, that's the first thing he shows me. And I'm thinking to myself exactly what you were, Recoil. Wow, how is that possible? The only explanation that I can think of is it kicked back on him. Or, a tree limb came out of nowhere while he was cutting. You know how trees are. They're weird anyway when you're cutting them. So that's that, or he fell. And he's not wanting to tell us what actually happened.
Right? Well, I know our good friend DV Tree Hugger was rooting for the tree.
Oh, you know it. Tree Hugger. Where is Tree? Oh, there. Is that Tree Hugger? Or is Tree Hugger tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Because I can't remember because they changed their name so much because they can't remember their passwords to log in for whatever reason. It reminds me of Google. When she gets on one of her computers, Bo, I can't remember my password. I don't remember it either because I didn't make the account. But speaking of the farm and cutting down woods, we need lumber. Why do we need lumber? Well, we have the Quonset hut that needs a corral for the horses for things like the winter time and when there's inclement weather. And for the stalls and other stuff of that nature, whether you want to donate lumber or donate money to get the lumber, I think DB6 said it's up in the thousands to for this lumber so that we can do all this stuff with it. If you haven't seen the video that he made, what's today? Saturday. He made it Wednesday. We'll have the link in the description of the podcast, and I'll drop it into the chat on dbradio.net. But they're wanting to build about 6 horse stalls with a hayloft on top, and like I said, they need lots of lumber to complete it. When it's finished, I think they'll be able to house the horses there with a few other things as far as equipment goes, and they'll be able to start their equine therapy program. Is that what it's called? Equine therapy?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So that's what they're trying to do. Again, if you want to donate lumber or donate money, please let us know. Email us at info@dbfarm.org if you need to. Otherwise, donate to dbfarm.org. Go to dbfarm.org, like I said, and click on the donate tab up in the top right hand of the screen. It's to the right of admissions, I believe. I just made the website public like a few days ago, so I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you want to donate money instead of lumber or vice versa, please do one of the two or share it. Let us know if we can reach out to somebody and all that good stuff. It's a huge project. It takes a lot, so that's what we need all that lumber for. I believe that's all with the lumber thing, right? See, this is what happens when...
Are you done laying your lumber?
Do we want hard or soft wood?
Right. Do we want to walk at the plank?
Oh my God. So, yeah, like I said, if you know of somebody that can donate lumber or you yourself can donate lumber, email us at info@dbfarm.org. Let us know who, what, when, where, why, how, and a good contact phone number so we can call you, because DB6 is crippled in his hand and he can't type. It takes him 10 minutes to write out hello in a text message. I'm not joking. So that's why we need your contact number. Oh my God. When I was a safety officer, we had what's a GWAS sergeant?
Gunny sergeant.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that? This is what happens when you just read shit on the fly. That did rodeo riding on the weekend. Lots of injuries. DB6 reminds me of him. So I keep sending first aid kits. That's from DB Tree Hugger.
I had a boss one time that was a bull rider that only had one nut.
What?
Yeah, he lost it. He caught the horn, man. You know what they say? You mess with the bull, you get the horn.
I'm not even going down that alley. Not tonight. Dude, I don't even want to think about that nut stuck in my head.
Right? Should have called him Lefty.
Well, was it righty or lefty?
I don't fucking know. I didn't ask to look at his nuts.
So when he lost,
turn your head and cough, please.
I know this is going to be like the worst image possible, but
to all of us in the that were in the military at one point in time in our lives, having your balls grabbed isn't such a big deal. But in the civilian world, it's not something you do habitually.
Like, I know this is a horrible image to picture, but when your testicle or nut gets removed, do they leave like an open sack? Or do they, like, tuck it under with the other skin, or what? Do they make it one unipouch, or...
Unipouch? I'd use mine as a change purse.
Like, I've always wondered how that works. If you don't get a replacement ball made of silicon, as people call it nowadays, not silicone, how do they do that? Do they remove the skin? Do they make it into one sack? Like, how does that work? Like, you can't tell me you've never wondered that.
They turn it into a vagina.
Ooh, so you've got a vagina beside of a testicle.
Of a testicle.
Of a testicle. I would hate to see the guy that would try to fuck his testicle.
His vasachel.
His vasachel. Gucci has a new line of vasachels. Get them now.
The Gucci vasachel.
You know they would come up with some fucked up name like that. Fucking Italians. Oh my God. You know they would. Holy shit. I have no clue about any current events going on at the DB farm, and I have no story time from the farm because Google and DB6 are not here. We were all of us were relying on Google to tell you why we need everything tonight. So,
right. The last we heard, aside from one tree, the farm is still intact.
Yeah. I do know that Google is not going to be on tonight. You know how I know? She's told me about 6 times this week.
Yeah, the problem is you never know whether it's Google or Six because Six keeps getting fucking banned from all of his Facebook's profiles.
Well, that was my first question when I seen it the first time. So when
Google comes on and says, I won't be here this next week, I'm like, which one of you is this?
I was wondering that when I first seen it. And then the next message, it was 6, but he labeled it DB6. And I was like, okay, so the first one was Google. Like, we have to decipher our own fucking team. That's the sad part.
Right?
We shouldn't have to do that. If you don't have the money to donate for our lumber or any other things that we need at the farm, but you are doing some online shopping for whatever reason, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, 4th of July, happy birthday, or whatever, go to smile.amazon. Halloween. There you go. October 31st. Go to smile.amazon.com. Make DB Farm your charity of choice. No hidden fees or extra costs, and a portion of your shopping cart goes to the DB Farm. Again, there's no hidden fees or extra costs, and it's free to you, other than what you're buying from smile.amazon.com. Just make sure that DB Farm is your charity of choice. And believe me, you guys think that what is it, 0.5 or 1.5% of your shopping cart isn't a lot. But when 200 people do that, and then we get the check in the mail from Amazon, that's a lot of money. It adds up. So, yeah. What is it?
Honestly, that's a really cool thing that Amazon does, because like that's coming out of their profit.
Yeah, and I've yet to
Amazon is actually making the donations. It doesn't increase the price of your purchase.
Mm-hmm. And I've yet to see any items on Amazon that does not qualify for that.
No, because it all and everything does say like this item qualifies for
Prime or Smile.Amazon or whatever. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, if you get a product that is for Prime members, it's probably going to qualify for Amazon Smile. So there's really no losing if you're a Prime member and you're using Amazon Smile. You win, the farm wins, Amazon wins because they're making a profit on top of it. So, to answer DB Tree Hugger's question, is there a Home Depot or Lowe's nearby we can send gift cards? It's Home Depot. You'll know for sure in the podcast.
Right? It'll be podcasting.
You know, it's weird not having 6 here, because usually for the first half hour, that's what we rely on. Him fucking
he
everything
flaps
up.
his gums nonstop.
Yeah, because, you know, we just play off of that for the first half hour and then go to break. Oh, my God. So a lot of people have been asking about shows here on DB Radio while we haven't had any, all that good stuff. I was out for a whole month because of some surgery that I had to get taken care of. But everybody else has had a lot of stuff going on, too. We are having a Service Dog show, I believe, September 30th, give or take. And as for Not Another Military Spouse, we're working on that. They've got a lot going on. A couple of them's having to do some stuff personally as far as family and stuff, but we're going to get that going again. What's the other show? That show. Fucking Marquis Dirty 30. Yeah. Like I said, his computer blue screen. Plus, it's Marquis. He does what he wants, alright? 55-inch flat screen, LCD, crystal clear, XYZ model 2857 TVs. That's what he's got in his apartment right now with his football team of kids. So, he's doing his own thing. But yeah, we are working on getting shows back up and going. If you know someone that wants to have their show somewhere so others can hear it and all of that, please let us know. info@dbradio.net, or go up to the More tab and click on the Be a Guest link and then fill out that form. If you have a guest or know someone that should be a guest, again, either do the Be a Guest or info@dbradio.net. Just let us know. We're always welcoming to anyone that wants to be on the show or have their show on here. We're open-minded as far as all that stuff goes. We rarely turn anybody down. The only people that we do turn down are dickheads. So if you're a dickhead, you're not coming around. I'm joking.
If your show sucks.
Yeah, if your show
But I mean, it's got to really suck. I mean, it's got to suck worse than this one.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be one of those people that sits there for 10 minutes and all you hear is...
Right?
Or 45 minutes of mouth harp.
What's the shit? What's that fucking thing that people use with the guitar and the mic? They blow into the straw.
Oh, like Mindbender?
Yeah.
Mama was a Gibson, Papa was a Fender. That's why they call me Mindbender. Mindbender.
This is a talk box. That's what you keep hearing. I'm an idiot, and I couldn't think of it that Saturday, September 22nd, whatever it was. But I keep talking about it a little bit longer. Just listen to the fucking podcast. I remember it mainly from like Aerosmith and Bon Jovi and right, and the other big popular 70s and 80s bands, because that's when it got really big. What is that fucking thing called? It's a really old fucking instrument on top of that.
I don't even fucking know, dude. I've been a guitar player most of my life, and I have no fucking idea what that thing's called.
I seen one of the original ones back in, I think it was from the 1800s, and it was made for an acoustic guitar. And that bag was so fucking big, it looked like it was a bagpipe. I was like, how do you play that and an acoustic guitar?
I remember Frampton using him one.
What was that? Sorry.
I remember Frampton using one. Do you feel like we do?
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing it in that song. Because when the digital age started coming around, everybody was like, "We got to make it sound all robotic, dude." So,
all right, we got to dig out this thing from the 1800s that Bo's talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they. That's pretty much what they did.
It's gonna sound all modern and shit.
It's gonna make us sound like a robot, so that's cool. The only band that actually made something like that cool was Daft Punk. I'm sorry, you guys can hate me. Daft Punk made that.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
You can hate electronic or EDM or whatever you want to call it. Daft Punk made that cool. I actually want to get one now and just make a commercial just using that. That's all I want to use is that.
Right. You just gotta learn how to play guitar first.
Just strum one fucking note the entire fucking band. Or I could use the banjo. Haven't got my banjo out in a while. Oh my god. So, what have you guys been up to this week? Recoil?
Well, I'd like to tell you something exciting, but no, that wouldn't be the case at all. My life consists of working, sleeping, and working.
You're forgetting one other thing that it does for you.
I get to shit several times a day sometimes.
There you go. Oh my god. Oink, how's your week been?
Not too shabby. You know, I work for the federal government again, so I guess enough ass ripping after 20 years wasn't enough. So, you know, go back to work on base and get her some more. Other than that, you know, typical. Keep the KY handy.
Yeah, you and I were talking about Alaska, the state of Alaska and the military earlier. You said something about them maybe adding the overseas thing soon.
Well, the Air Force, I know, considers it an overseas base,
Right.
Alaska and Hawaii. So usually they're only up here, most of your GIs and stuff are only up here for, or Air Force-wise anyway, is only up here for a set amount of time like you are overseas. So usually 3 years for separate, or for the single folks, and then if you're married, 4 years. So a lot of the folks that used to be up here when I got stationed up here are gone. They've now either moved on or PCS'd. I'm up here all by myself. No, I'm just kidding. There's per capita, you know, Alaska actually has per capita the most amount of veterans in the United States. So we got quite a few veterans up here.
Right. Now, you said something that has
feisty
my mind.
Alaskans.
That's right.
You
love our guns, damn it.
You love our grizzlies too. You said something that boggled my mind. You said single people 3 years, married people 4 years. That doesn't seem right at all. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, that's a good question. I guess with the family, it costs more to move them up here, so they're going to keep them up here longer. So if you have a family, they're going to keep you up here for a minimum of 4 years. If you're up here single, Usually it's only 3, and then they ship you off. I know when I was an airman, it was only 2. Me and my wife were both single airmen stationed overseas there in Okinawa. We were only there for 2 years, but I guess since the costs have risen, they're keeping them here longer. So they're keeping us here for 3 years if you're single, and if you're married or with family, it's usually 4 years.
Wow. I don't know.
And then, of course, your PCS, just like you're overseas, you go to another post or another base.
Wow. The military, just the way their mind works, man. I swear to God. Some of the stuff you and I were talking about earlier, man, it still gets to me. It really pisses me off. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a different world. Like I said, I still work for these guys. It's just now I can speak my mind, and if I don't like it, I just, here's my leave slip. I'm going home. Deuces. I'm out. Right. So it's a little bit different, a little less stress, but it also kind of stinks when you see some of these younger troops and the guys and gals that are actually struggling, and they actually know that you're a retiree or whatever, and they look towards you, and you try to give them advice. It's kind of hard to bite your tongue and try to tote that line like you used to do back in the day. You just you want to tell them, hey, the grass is not always greener on the other side, but at the same time, this is not the worst of it. So
right,
kind of trapped,
Yeah,
it's worse, man.
Yeah, what gets me is the young kids that at like the worst thing ever is being moved to another state or a base that they're not familiar with, and I'm like, you could be in a combat zone for one, and then there's the other moments I'm just like, you could be in a combat zone. Like they act like going from the East Coast to the West Coast is the worst possible thing, and yeah, it probably sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I know it sucks. I've been to the West Coast, but at the same time, moving in the same country where you work isn't all that bad, and like Recoil and you just said, it could be way fucking worse, and it probably will get worse, I mean, they probably don't have 5 divorces under the belt either.
No. Every base I've been at, there's been, downfalls and people hating on it. But every place I've been, I've always looked for the good as well. And there's tons of shit to do up here in Alaska, obviously. When I was down in Idaho, I felt like I was stuck down there. I was there for 9 years, almost half your career. And that base had changed from a composite wing where they had bombers, tankers, fighters, and went strictly fighters. So, it changed a lot in the 9 years I was there. So everything kept evolving, and you just got to look for the good stuff. I mean, kind of like Alaska, if you like the outdoor lifestyle, Idaho was it. And before that was Germany and Japan. So I'm not going to complain about those 2 locations at all. So, you just got to look for the good in it, and it's hard to do, but just don't sit in those barracks and those dorm rooms and hate life. Get out and explore.
That's one of the worst parts of basic or AIT is sitting around the wait, and people don't understand yet, especially like I said, the kids that haven't ever had to sit there and do nothing. They don't understand. You got to find something to occupy your mind, or your mind's going to get occupied by the stupid, depressing shit. So, but I've always wondered, is your Walmart Supercenter like really big, or is it the size of like a small studio apartment in New York City, since it is Alaska?
Come on now, if you actually seen some of the Walmart visitors we have up here, you would not believe it. It's just like the lower 48, believe it or not. You could sit there on the bench and sit there and watch people walk by and Walmart view all day long. It is comical, let me tell you. But yeah, they're the normal sizes. They got the little groceries, on one side, and your typical clothes and stuff, and your automotive stuff on the other side. So it's not much different than the lower 48. You just got to travel fucking 40 miles.
You guys have an automotive section? You don't have like a dog sled section or anything?
No, they got that under lock and key up here. That's their own little thing. You get Walmart hasn't infringed on those rights yet. Give them time.
I was going to ask if you had an igloo section, but people would think that I meant coolers instead. I know some dumbass would be like, of course they have igloo coolers. It's Walmart. No. It's Alaska. I'm talking about igloos, motherfucker.
That's right. We only have Yetis.
Right.
Okay. Shit.
So we do need to take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about our sponsor and what he's doing for the hurricane relief efforts, as well as whatever the fuck comes to mind, because we're just here for the ride. It's 2 hours of nonsense with Recoil, Oink, and myself, Bonerwood, right here on Barracks Talk on dvradio.net.
DV Radio.
Ever shop online at smile.amazon.com? Why not give back to the DV Farm by making it your charity of choice? No extra fees or hidden costs, and a portion of your purchase goes directly towards the DV Farm, located in Gilsum, New Hampshire, and helping to continue its mission. That's smile.amazon.com, and be sure DV Farm is your charity of choice. For more information about the DV Farm, please go to dvfarm.org.
You're listening to WDVR, only on DVRadio.net.
Yes, you are listening to Barracks Talk right here on WDVR on dvradio.net. I'm Bonerwood. We've got DV Oink, and somewhere in the midst, we've got Recoil. Okay, we're back.
What's up, fuckers?
I had to do something stupid. I felt like it. It felt good. Someone texted me and asked me if we were playing Rodney Atkins during the break. Yeah, we were playing Rodney Atkins. Okay. Well, you got a problem with it? Got a problem with it? Huh? Do you? Didn't think so. Play what the fuck we want here, yo. Yeah. That means if you know, I want to play some Louis Armstrong, we'll play some Louis Armstrong. You know? Ain't nothing wrong with some Louis Armstrong. You know what I mean?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you.
And I think to myself, I'm sorry. All I can think about is what we were doing during the pre-show. I might put that. I might put that B-roll somewhere in the podcast so everybody can hear us doing our Louis Armstrong impressions. Talking about touching ourselves in a hotel room by ourselves. Oh my god. But yeah, someone asked if we were having a Halloween show this year. We're going to try our damnedest. Hopefully we'll have one. October 31st, that is on a Wednesday. We'll depending on everyone's schedule, it could start at 8, it might start at 9, I don't know yet. Whoever's going to be here will be here. We don't have that set in stone yet. So, yeah, but we will have an October 31st Halloween show. The show prior to that, Barracks Talk on the 27th, will be Halloween themed, I guess. So, if you don't get to make it to the one on Wednesday, you'll get to hear the one on that Saturday. So, yeah. That's how that works. But before the break, I did mention that our sponsor, Nightcap Productions, the makers of What the Forecast and Backseat Navigator, go grab them right now on your iOS and Android devices in your appropriate app stores to show your support. They are doing a hurricane relief to help raise money for the relief efforts of the hurricane. They are going to match all user donations up to a total of $2,500. Any amount that you can give is great. If you can't, at least share that that fundraiser. It is at crowdrise.com. So go over there. I did put the link in chat on dvradio.net. It will, as always, be in the description of this podcast. It's also on Dysfunctional Veterans Facebook page, as well as DV Radio and our Twitter at DV_DV Radio. So please go share it, donate, whichever you're able to do. Like I said, if you're not able to donate, please at least share it. He's a wonderful guy. I mean, not too many business owners are willing to do something like that, and he's matching donations up to $2,500. So please, if you can show your support for What the Forecast and Backseat Navigator, go download their apps on your iOS and Android devices, and please share that link from crowdrise.com for the hurricane relief efforts. I think he's a wonderful guy. What do you guys think? Recoil, oink. Anybody?
Cricket.
Anybody?
No, I think he's actually pretty responsive to when you leave a post on there as well. So from what I could tell, from what I've read, what I've heard from you talk about him and everything else, and not to mention this, the apps themselves, he's a pretty outstanding guy.
Yeah. I would ask Recoil again, but I think he's choking on his mic again. So in pre-show, we always eat something. All of us are probably eating something. I don't care if it's like a snack cake or chips or actual like food. So me and Recoil were actually eating some chocolate. I had a fudge round, and I forget what he had. But all of a sudden, you hear this, and we're like, what the fuck? He starts laughing and goes, I'll be right back. I've got to get this chocolate out of my microphone. Apparently, he somehow stuck chocolate inside of his microphone while he was eating. I've yet to figure that one out. I've gotten it on the little foam piece before, but I've never gotten it inside the mic. I'm not sure I want to know how he got chocolate on his mic or in his mic. Maybe he was sticking it in places it shouldn't have been, but that's neither here nor there.
Seems to be a common problem with the functional folks.
Hey, we got to pass our time somehow. All right,
that's true.
And I mean, if you're someone like me who has Crohn's, you can stick just about anything anywhere. Yeah. I don't know where this show is going. I don't. I didn't have a plan for tonight at all. I thought we were just going to be stupid and take it wherever the fuck it went. I actually thought Marquis would be on for once, but no. My computer blue screened, so I can't be on. Ugh.
Yes. Instead of getting those 55-inch color TVs, he needs to go and grab him a damn computer.
Right? Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to dvradio.net, go to the More tab, and click on Hosts Jams. And on Marquis Davis's playlist entry, it says Coming Soon. Marquis is out procuring 55-inch XLWEU 215112 flat screen LCD HD 10K curved televisions. We'll grab his playlist once we listen to his cassette mix after his trip. Stay tuned. And I have no clue where any of that came from. I really don't. I just started typing, and that's what fucking came about. So, yeah. You can also grab DB6, My, and Recoil's playlist. Recoil has 2, and we're going to add a couple more probably later this week for Recoil. We're trying to get more added to DB6's playlist. I think there's like 25 or so songs. Google. She doesn't know what kind of music she listens to. She told me herself she can't make a playlist. She's like, can I just make one song and then add to it later? I'm like, no, I'm not putting one song in your playlist and opening it to the public. No. Marquis, he's probably going to have a lot of Prince on there. It's probably going to be When Doves Cry over and over and over and over and over. Nah, he's got some good music. Me and him like a lot of good music that we don't let you guys know about. You know what I'm saying? That's for us G's, yo. For us homies up in here. Up in here. Up in here. I won't let you grow up. Okay. That was DMX, if you didn't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this show. It's probably going to be one of the worst ones we've ever had this year. But I got a feeling. They're going to tell me how horrible I am. I actually have haters. I have people that hate my guts. I don't know why. Apparently, they hate me because of... I don't know why. I really don't. They don't give a real reason. When you say, why do you hate me so much? A, you don't know me, and B, you've only heard my voice. They're just like, you're stupid. That's right. That's a good reason to hate someone. That I'm like that. Like, you're stupid. You don't know what funny stuff is. Okay. Thank you for that.
Sounds like they need some of the new products we got coming on the DV store with the old ass bleach. That's what I think.
Ass bleach? What's ass? What? We have ass bleach at the store? You got to remember, that isn't my department anymore, so I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yes. Check it out on the DV store, guys. Go over there now, and you can order you some fucking ass cream, or excuse me. Let me pull it up so I get it correctly. I believe it's ass bleach for all those butthurt individuals.
Jesus Christ!
That's right. Send that anonymously too to all those assholes in your lives.
Wow, I thought I'd seen it all or heard it all. Thought I'd heard it all.
That's right. Line up, you fuck asshole. Try your anal bleach now. Right there on the DV store. Go ahead and click on that. You can also send them a good old bag of dick. Or, hey, a nice little lollipop there as well. Or, hey, send them for all those going to basic training, the DV care package.
Oh, yeah. That's going to go over real well with your drill sergeant or drill instructor. Hey, you got a care package. Oh, boy, I've got a care package. Open it up, and it's fucking the dicks and vaginas and fucking anal lube and shit. Yeah, that's going to go over real well. They're not going to get in trouble at all.
Not one bit.
If you're wondering where the DB store is, that's mydbstore.com, so go over there. Whatever Oink just talked about, I have no fucking clue what it is, because I honestly have no fucking idea. I don't. I don't. So go over there. Show me what the fuck it is, because I don't know.
mydbstore.com, and check out underneath the prank section. You can eat a bag of dicks, the Marine Ready MRE meals. They're currently sold out of the nice little lollipops there, but you still can send the dirt bags and your lighten up asshole, which is new. Comes with a nice little card that you can send to your favorite assholes, which I know if you're like me, you have plenty of them you can send them to.
I don't know about
Speaking of which, did we ever hear anything back? Have you heard anything back from any of the stuff we sent Congress?
No, that's a DV6 question.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I don't know about favorite assholes unless we're talking like Penthouse, Playboy, or something like that, but I don't have a favorite asshole. Now somebody's going to be like, Bo looks at Playboy and Penthouse. No, I've never actually seen one of those magazines, honestly, other than playing Mafia 3. I've never actually looked at one of those magazines. Like, they're like, yeah, sure, that's what they all say. Yeah, believe what you want.
It's like, who needs magazines when I can get free streaming videos on the internet?
Exactly. Remember when you had to pay for VHS tapes? or what was it? Super 8? I guarantee you somebody's going to be like...
Super 8 was home videos.
I know. That's my point. I've got some Super 8 porn.
Right.
I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I'm not going to.
Do you honestly know anybody that's actually still paying for porn?
Oh, I'm sure there are. I mean, they have websites where you are a member.
This is true.
So, I
tell you what, I'll send them a link on their beeper to their free porn sites, you know.
On their beeper.
They don't know how to use a computer.
What was that, Recoil?
On their beeper.
Right. Beep, 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 beep. I fucking hated beepers. So, when I was in school and someone had I think it was one of my teachers or principal wizards had one of those motherfucking beepers. You'd be going down the hallway, and school hallways echo, and they're really loud. They're really good for singing. But you would be in the bathroom, and you hear that motherfucker go off, and you thought like the fire alarm or something went off. Like, shit. I actually know doctors that still use beepers today. Like, why?
Maybe in that little podunk part of the world you live in.
No, there are people in this country that still use beepers. Not even joking. We use smoke signals here, Recoil.
Right?
Yeah.
Marlboro smoke signals.
Yes. Marlboro Red smoke signals. Hey, that's a good tag for the YouTube podcast. Oh my god. So YouTube limits keywords now for your videos. I think they've always done that, but I think it's even more limited now to how many keywords you can have for your video. Like when somebody searches something, the reason a video shows up is because it's somewhere in that keyword or in that description. It's even more limited now.
Oh, good.
Yep. So now I have to be very careful to what I put in the keywords so I don't go over that limit. Or I can't post the fucking video. Sir, it's hearted. Oh my god. We keep getting spam emails on the radio email. Every time I turn around. Oink, have you seen the new dvfarm.org website?
I actually made it over there for the first time today, as a matter of fact. It looked pretty decent.
I was going to ask you, as a quote-unquote normal user, how did you find it? Like, how did you find its usage and looks and stuff? That's what I meant by how did you find it, not how did you find it.
No, it actually it has a lot of improvements, and I mean, it looks great, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion, but everybody go over there, check it out. dvfarm.org. See what you guys think.
Yeah, we even got a little welcome video. Did you see that?
I skipped over it, I'm not going to lie.
Fuck you, T. Fuck you, T. All my hours of hard work. Fuck you guys. I'm done. Fuck this shit. Hey, Rico, have you seen the new website?
I have not.
Well, it's at dvfarm.org if you're curious.
I'm definitely curious. I'll check it out sometime this week.
Yeah. Come next Saturday, he'll be like, nope, I completely forgot. I've been so busy. I've been so busy shooting tamales out of my ass that I forgot to look at the farm website. Oh my god.
I've been busy fishing my large intestine out of the toilet.
Well, now you see how I feel when I have a flare-up.
Right.
It's all fun and games until it happens to you, and you can't, eat one bite of anything without it going through you within 5 seconds.
It's all fun and games till you blow your rectum inside out.
Right. And it's worse than shitting through a screen door and not touching any of the wire. Like, you could probably shit through a fucking gas mask filter, not touch none of the filter. That's how bad it gets sometimes. Like, the filter can't stop my shit, bitch. Talk about chemical warfare. Get somebody with Crohn's. Oh, me. We do have news tonight. Google's not here, but she wanted us to read a couple of articles.
Boom, 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 boom.
What the? What the fuck's Recoil doing over there? Playing the stand-up bass. You want to throw in some acapella while you're at it? Now I want to find an acapella song to go along with Recoil. How do you spell acapella? I forgot. There we go. I tried to spell it with an O. Shows you how smart I am when I'm doing the show. Oh, so Recoil, you know, me and you always talk about how much shit you have to monitor during a show, right? Like all the screens. I took a screenshot and sent it to Oink, and Oink was like, "Oh my god, dude, I knew you had a lot to do, but I didn't realize it was that much." And I was like, yep, all on a 17-inch screen.
Great.
And I'm bitching about my laptop not, firing up so I could try to, pull the laptop up, do the Skype, and then have my desktop here on the dvradio.net on the chat so I can monitor it. And of course I was like, damn, this technology sucks. And then, he screenshots me that and sends it to him. I'm like, holy shit. Then he tells me it's on a 17-inch screen. I'm like, damn, and I feel bad with the damn 27 sitting in front of me right now. Oh shit. There's more stuff going on that screen than a Hooker House on Friday night, let me tell you.
As soon as Oink starts telling me about his laptop and desktop, I was like, okay, he wants to play this game? I'll show him how bad it can be. Just imagine.
Think this is a game?
Just imagine if we had the old Macintosh monitors that were 6 inches. Holy fuck.
Imagine all the people.
Yesterday, life had seemed so far away. Now my troubles have gone away. I need to stop. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I don't know where this show's going. Still.
Handcart.
So, Recoil, have you watched any new Netflix series lately? Because I think the last one you had watched was Longmire. Was that it?
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. But no, I seriously have not had time to do anything except work and sleep. And I do manage to get a little guitar playing here and there.
I feel you. Did you finish Longmire or?
Nah.
I want to watch it. I actually finished American Horror Story Cult the last season, and I do not understand why people hated that season. I can't. I think it's because it was so political, and they showed the left and the right at how fucking retarded both sides can be at times when the media comes into play, and I loved it. But I'm like, why did people hate no likable characters at all this season? I guess not, because you're closed-minded and don't understand the fucking story and the reasoning behind it. Like, they're showing you how stupid this fucking shit is. Oh my god. I don't suck Nogs, okay? That's only on the blue moon every 16th year on a leap year when it's 31 days in February, okay? Sorry.
But hey, $20 is $20. Just kidding.
Did you see Recoil where I had put up a status about Hitler the other day?
I did. I was trying to figure out what the hell you were even getting at.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, being stupid like always. I was like, just so everybody knows what we're talking about, I put out, what if Hitler had some sort of disease or was born with a defect that wouldn't allow him to wave properly? And he had to raise his hand in the air and was just misunderstood because we had no clue of it in the medical world then. I mean, isn't it possible? And then I put things that Bo thinks about. I got some pretty bad hater messages about that one. Not gonna lie. It's like
he was just misunderstood while he killed all the Jews.
See, maybe there was people that didn't understand his German Dutch accent and they misunderstood what he was saying. Maybe he was saying we need to fight this disease as in the disease that he had with his hand or arm that caused him not to be able to wait properly. You know? Just a thought. Just a thought.
Things that make you go,
Right? And I'm waiting for somebody to come back at me on this tweet that I tweeted out. And I know somebody's going to. I'm waiting for it. But let me find it. I said, ever notice all sexual assaults have been rich old men? And then right under that, I put, you better look out, Christian Grey. I have a feeling that your 50 Shades of Grey will soon turn into 50 years to life. Nobody has said anything about it yet, but I'm waiting for somebody to be like, how can you take something and make it into a joke? Well, we do that with death, Chief, so. I'm waiting for the Twitterverse to kill me one day. Some of the things I see on Twitter I'm like, really? This is why I stay away from these as much as possible. People can't take a joke whatsoever. Oh, what? We were doing a show? I didn't know that.
Right?
People think we have a script still.
Think we have a what?
Still think we do like a script for the show.
If we did, we really suck at writing scripts.
Right? This goes to show you we don't fucking use a goddamn script. First thing Oink asks me when I asked him if he wanted to do the show tonight, first question, do we have an itinerary for tonight? I was like, yep, working on it now. Little did he know that all I was doing was putting in the block times for breaks. That's all I was doing. Right. I was calculating.
We have an itinerary for tonight. Yes, the itinerary. Oink might be on with us. 6 is going to bug out at the last minute, and Google's already not on.
And Marquis, he just steals the show by not being here.
When you ask him, it's like a Phil Collins song. Anybody listening? Whoa, no reply at all.
I swear to God, that's the one thing that irks me, is having somebody read a message and they don't reply.
Right. Motherfucker, it's Facebook. I know you saw it.
Motherfucker, you took 2 seconds to read it. You couldn't take 2 more seconds to say yes or no.
Right? Just thumbs up or thumbs down. We'll get what you mean.
It's like the mod team. It's like the fucking mod team. I'll be like, if you guys can't make it tonight, it's understandable. I just need to know if any of you want to come on tonight. They'll give me this long, drawn-up reason as to why they can't be on the show. And I'm like, I don't give 2 fucks if you can be on the show or not. I just want to know, can you? If you can't, don't tell me. If you can, say yes, I'd like to be on the show. Like, I think it was Tin Man one time. It was one of the nights he was on, but he didn't know if he could be on at first. And he gives me this 5-minute read of why he may or may not be on. I was like, dude, you realize I asked if you could be on, please let me know. I didn't say anything about tell me your life story as to why you can't be on, right? I love him. Fucking love Tin Man. If you're listening, brother, I love you. I love all the mod team. They're great, especially what they do. Fucking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days in the leap year. I fucked that up so bad. Oh my God. I used to be able to do that without thinking about it. But yeah, all of them have a personal life, and they do all that on the Facebook page and over at dbbarracks.com, our DB forum, which you'll hear more about later on in the show or podcast if you're not listening live. I can't tout enough at how great the mod team is. Recoil, do you have anything you want to say about them?
I mean, you pretty much covered it, man. They're just like an exceptional group of individuals that put a hell of a lot of effort into looking out for their brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and they don't complain. They don't get paid. Their payment is helping our brothers and sisters and knowing that either they put a smile on their face or help them with a resource or what have you. Or, you know, it's, yeah, I wish I could do more for them.
Pretty much every one of them will tell you the same thing. The only payment that they need or want is when they're helping a brother or sister out on the page, and then a week later they see that same person back on the page just joining in a fuckery and having a good time.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys just got a bunch of new moderators too, didn't you? Not too long ago?
No, we had a group in training, but I don't think they made the cut.
That's right, man.
They didn't make it through Hell Week of DV Barracks.
Washed out.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I give him credit for trying. Like I said, that would be probably something I would, I'd love to do. It's just it's just something I don't think I personally can relate with. Because, I was chair force for crying out loud. I didn't have, the experiences a lot of these younger men and women are having. And, so if they were to come to me with a problem, there's just, I would feel personally, there's just some things I could not, relate to them on that level with. But, keep on keeping on, guys. If you're out there listening and it's shit, something hits the fan, by all means, contact the page. There's definitely other brothers and sisters that know what the hell's going on and point you in the right directions.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, if our mod team doesn't know about it, they will get you that information. They will take the time out of their own life and go help research that if you're not able to, or if you're not coherent as to what you need to find or look up or whatever. They will actually go out of their way to help you with that resource. It's up to you, though, to take the tools in that toolbox that they give you and put them to work. So
yeah, that's just it. They can't, they're not like your personal caseworker. They can't solve your problems for you. You have to put your own initiative into it, but they are masters at researching and finding valuable resources and pointing you in the right direction that hopefully would not be a dead end for you. But you have to take the initiative to follow through with what they're telling you.
Exactly. I've had to ask them a few times to help me vet a company or a website or a Facebook page before I brought them on the show, because I don't always have the time to do that. And within usually half an hour, they know everything back to when it was first created, and I'm just like, how the fuck did you do that? That fucking, I probably could, but at the time, I'm just like, how in the fuck did you pull that out of your fucking ass? They're great. I can't, give them enough credit, and I know Recoil and everybody else is the same, so we love you. Not really. We hate you all. No, we love and care about every single one. That's when you need the Vincent Price laugh to go off in the background. Oh my god! We haven't done this in a while, and I know some people are wondering why. But I'm wondering if DB6 is listening to us in bed right now, because we were in bed with him there for a minute.
It was quite exhilarating.
Oh yes, it was. And then he made us all sad. This show feels like it's went on for like 4 hours already.
Not only for us, but for the listeners.
Right. I'm going to get so much flack for this show. They're going to be like, this show sucked. You guys didn't talk about it. But you know what? We didn't feel like we had to tell you much of nothing.
What did Tree say before he left?
I don't know. I missed it. What did he say?
I don't know. I'm trying to scroll back that far. It's like listening to Alan Shrew talk about baking cookies. Oh, sorry, Tree.
We love you. See, you guys don't understand. When you do a show 52 weeks a year and it's live and you don't have a team behind you to write shit for you or to look up shit for you to talk about, you have to do it yourself. And sometimes there's going to be that show where you do absolutely nothing. It's going to be like an episode of Seinfeld. It's about nothing. It's a show about nothing. That's what this show is. It's a show about nothing. And you know what? That's going to be the title of this episode. Show about nothing. No, I'll entitle it Seinfeld About Nothing. I don't know.
Right. And when you blow your wad in the first 30 minutes trying to cover for the guy that didn't show up.
Yeah, DV6. We hope you're listening. That's right. You know what? I should make him listen to this episode. He'll be like, You guys can't do the show without me. That's what he's going to think. That's exactly what he's going to say. Oh, hey, Bender's in the chat room.
Yes, sometimes you got to take a day, man. I've missed enough shows myself.
Yeah. The first show I missed, I was really down about. The second show I missed, I was even more down about. The last month of shows I missed, I felt horrible about. Like, I don't think the listeners understand how bad we feel when we miss just one show. And you can ask Recoil and Six and Google and all the others. I feel like shit when I can't do a show. Like, I'll be texting Recoil. I'm like, dude, I might try to do a show this week. And he's all like, are you sure? Is that what you want to do? You know you can take another week off. It's like, I think I'm going to try. And then that Saturday will come around. I can't do the show, man. I'm hurting too much. And he's like, it's okay. They'll understand. And I'm like, but I don't understand. Why does life have to hate me, Daddy? Mommy said I would always win.
Or we do a show and we forget to hit record. I mean, stuff like that happens, right?
Not mentioning any names, but
No, I would never, because I was there for that show. But I mean,
one of our hosts, do you know his name, Recoil?
What?
All I could think of was Butthead just now.
What?
Oh, the episode where Six was trying to do Facebook Live and have the show at the same time. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, shit.
And then the next week, he's like, we're going to try to do it at the same time, right? And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. We are not doing that shit. I told you guys about that. Speaking of Butthead, so the creator of Beavis and Butthead pretty much done all the main characters, and he created King of the Hill. They're thinking about making a comeback of King of the Hill, like rebooting it.
Damn it, Bobby.
I told you I own a propane company, Bobby. So that would be cool. I just hope they don't politicize it like all the other fucking reboots that have come out this year. Fuck, man. I was actually looking forward to Will and Grace. Couldn't watch it. Couldn't watch it. I was highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. Well, it's 15 past the hour, right here on DBRadio.net. You're listening to Barracks Talk on WDVR. I'm Boner Wood. We got Recoil and DB Oink.
If you haven't already.
DB6, Marquis, and Ghoul are not with us tonight. DB6 pretty much had a fight with the tree and lost. Google, as I said earlier, left DB6 for the weekend. And Marquis, he likes to steal the show without being here. He is a stereotypical Marquis. He likes stealing things without actually being there. We can't see him. He blends in with the night. So somebody's going to say I'm a racist. I know it. I just know it.
Oh, what a night.
Recoil's in the singing tonight. He has sung something at least every few minutes since the pre-show started. How did you like Psycho Stick?
Pretty cool. Funny.
Right? That's something different. We've heard, there's a lot of bands that do stuff like that, but none of them, I don't think, are on, I don't want to say on that level, but I don't think they have that level of talent. I mean, they can actually sing. They play their instruments. Even though some of it is taken from other artists, the lyrics are downright fucking original and hilarious all at the same time.
Weird Al of the 2018s almost.
Right?
Only better.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people hate him now because they're realizing that he's capitalizing on other artists. And I'm like, yeah, he's a parody artist. That's what they do. Laugh at it. Move on with your life. Like, what is a parody? It's a comedy of another artist's work. That's what Weird Al fucking does. Sorry, I'm drinking my Monster that I'm almost finished with.
Jesus Christ, you're drinking a Monster at 10 o'clock at night?
Dude, I started it at 9. I barely got any fucking sleep.
You're definitely not going to get any now.
Oh, I will, eventually.
Right? Seems like I'm only going to jerk off 30 times tonight.
Eventually! Yeah, so when my mom opened up the can, she was in the kitchen. And I think Oink heard me. I was like, dude, I smell that Monster already. She hadn't even walked in here with it. I could smell it all the way in here. I hadn't smelled one in so fucking long. Barracuda. That's going to be our next song, I think. Barracuda by Heart. How do you guys feel about that? Saturday Night Live does the same thing. What do they do? Oh, parodies? Is that what you're talking about, Auntie? Because that's the last thing I was talking about that I can think of that they do. I seen a thing that Chevy Chase absolutely hates Saturday Night Live now and says that it's gone to complete shit, and he can't believe that Lorne Michaels would give this generation shit humor and comedy. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I haven't even actually caught an episode of Saturday Night Live in so long. Just because of that reason, I think, too. It's just, I don't know, it's definitely changed over the years.
Yeah, pretty much when it started sucking, I quit watching it.
You know, I think the last few episodes that I actually watched, like completely watched, had Will Ferrell in it. But before that, I think where I actually watched full-on episodes and enjoyed the entire episode was probably mid to late 90s. Right after Chris Farley died, I think it started going really far down in the drain.
Yeah, I think that was probably the last time I caught something was, Chris Farley.
Yeah, because that was in 96, I believe. So, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chevy Chase hit Will Ferrell and Tina Fey hard. He said that their Saturday Night Live skits sucked, basically. And I was like, oh, damn. He hit Will Ferrell in the face. And I don't know if he was, trying to be humorous with the Will Ferrell and Tina Fey stuff. I don't care too much for Tina Fey's comedy. I don't like it that much. But Will Ferrell, I think he's got a lot of funny shit.
Yeah, we caught a lot of, obviously, the Tina Fey stuff, just because of Sarah Palin up here in Alaska. So,
right.
Some of her shit was kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there for a couple hours and watch the rest of the show suck and waste hours of my life that I'll never get back.
Yeah.
What am I doing tonight? No.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, we got listeners doing the same thing. Great. That's a good thing.
Right. I mean, there's a few skits that I find funny, not hilarious, or, for a lack of a better term, comedic. They're funny in their own right, but I'm not going to sit here, like you said, Oink, and waste, 2 hours of my life on a full show that's not going to give me any enjoyment whatsoever.
Nope.
I've actually got some stuff from back when Steve Martin done comedy, and that was around the time he had first been on Saturday Night Live. Fucking hilarious, man. Like, straight up, downright fucking hilarious. And if you done any of those jokes today, it would be nothing but a fucking fight fest, because you can't say that, or that's offensive, or, and I'm like,
Yeah, it had to have been like you said, like at least the mid to late 90s, I think the last one.
Yeah.
And of course the ones I remember being a Chicago fan is,
The Bears.
The Bears. I still think my favorite one's on there when Michael Jordan actually showed up on the show and started doing doubles, and he actually put the hoo skirt on himself and started dancing around. Those are the images that stick in my mind, but I don't think I've caught anything since then, to be honest with you.
I love the skits of that when Chris Farley would be eating a pork chop and he would choke on a whole fucking pork chop. Like, he'd sit there and he's fucking hitting his chest and banging on it, and the other guy comes up behind him, and out comes a huge ass fucking pork chop. Oh, I just swallowed a whole pork chop there. It's all right. It's like, what the fuck? So how many heart attacks did you have this week? Yeah. Oh, I had like 4 or 5. It's like, what? I had one good one though. It's like, what the fuck? And
that's the best Amish accent I think I've ever heard.
Well, you know, I don't speak Northernese, so I'm not from the Illinois area.
Yeah. I'm not either anymore, thank God.
You're like as far north as you can get, still be in America.
No kidding, right?
Well, it's still a questionable part of America, I think, to some people.
Right.
Down there by Hawaii, ain't it? Oh,
it just made it easier to nuke the Russians.
Right?
Well, I can see him from my back porch, don't you know?
Eh?
Oh, shit.
I forgot what I was watching yesterday, but they had their accent was the Canadian accent, and all I could think about was Bobby's World and his mom. Do you guys remember that cartoon show in the 90s that Howie Mandel made? It was about the little kid. Oh, and the mom's always like, "Oh, Bobby, don't you know?" Like, that's all I could fucking think about the entire time that was on. I was like, that's Bobby's World's mom. That's Bobby's mom. But yeah. Oh my God. Before we bore you all to death, I guess we'll go to break. We'll do some bill paying. And then we'll be back and we'll do a few, actually it's only 2, junk that's in news stories that, what's her name? Google. That's her name. Miss Google, as I called her a couple weeks ago, and then DB6 questioned if they were still married. But, we'll do those when we get back, and we'll end the show, I guess. But you're listening to Barracks Talk right here on dbradio.net, WDBR.
I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I get my loving on the run. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun. I'm relatives with the devil in the moonlight. Are you ready? I'll be there soon. It's so fun.
You've been hearing from me about my book for the past 2 years on DV Radio. Now you can order a copy of PTSDog, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and the Service Dog. Check it out on booklocker.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com. If you choose to purchase the book on Amazon, please consider using smile.amazon.com and picking the DV Farm as your charity of choice. Buy your copy of PTSDog, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and the Service Dog today, only at booklocker.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com.
Let's get it on.
We got some bread made for you. The music.
Let's go! You're listening to WDVR on dvradio.net. 5 veterans, 4 veterans.
Simply made for you.
And we are simply made for you here at dvradio.net, WDVR. Anything you want to hear or you'd like to hear, we encourage your feedback. Add it to the info at dvradio.net email that you're sending to us right now. Because we like your feedback. Because we want you to be happy. We will try to do what we can to bring whatever you want here on dvradio.net. That's pretty much what we're saying. But yes, you are tuned into Barracks Talk right here on DV Radio, WDVR. Again, I'm Boner Wood. We got Oink and Recoil somewhere in the depths there beside me on Skype. We're going to do a little bit of junk that's in the news. No, we don't have an intro because it's not my segment, and I'm not going to steal it from Google, okay? She just asked me to read these articles, all right? She said they would be good topics for a discussion, okay? So here goes. The title of the article is Dress Code at Local Bar Sparks Discrimination Debate. Herbert Smith made a Facebook post because he said it just struck a chord about Murphy's Law, a pub in Rochester, New York, where they posted their dress code policy in their bar window, which had been put into place 9 years ago, and they had adopted from many other successful bars, clubs, and restaurants from around the area and country. The policy reads, and it has 9 types of clothing and accessories here listed. No flat, straight brim or baseball caps, no hoodies, no ripped jeans of any kind, no bandages or do-rags of any kind, or no bandanas, no baggy pants, jeans, shorts, or sweats, no sleeveless shirts, tanks, or jerseys, no white tees, no camo, and no Timberland work boots of any kind. Smith went on to speak about the stereotypical images of Timberlands, hoodies, and other clothing. I think that it's indicative of the issues that we have in Rochester. You know, I hope that it can cause conversation, communication, collaboration, cooperation. He used a lot of C words there. I hope that it can do that instead of causing division and separatism. He also hopes to speak with the owner of Murphy's Law. Again, Murphy's Law is a pub or bar in Rochester, New York. They've had this policy in place for 9 years, basically 10 years. That's how long they've been in business. And they literally took what other bars and all the others in the area and throughout this country have taken and put into their patronage's policy rights. If they don't want you to wear something, you're not allowed to wear it. They don't have to serve you. They can turn you down. That's how it goes for any restaurant or anything like that in this country. You know, the no shirts, no shoes, no service signs that you used to see back in the day and, you know, you made fun of. It's true. They don't have to serve you and they can ask you to leave. You have to follow their dress code. What do you two think about that?
I think, you know, some of that stuff is obviously indicative. I mean, it's something that they've done, you know, in other establishments there for quite a while. And just reading, you know, the Murphy's Law response, you know, that, you know, all patrons are still, out-of-town guests are still welcome through their doors. As long as they follow those rules, like you said, you know, the no hat, not no hat, but the no shirt, no shoes, no service, you know, that was obviously a long, you know, time ago, and it served for quite a few years. This is basically an updated version. I mean, if they've had issues with folks that have came into their establishment that was dressed like that, and they think that's going to solve their problem, then, you know, that's on them. They're just going to lose out on business that those folks will find otherwhere, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. Recoil, what's your thoughts on this, or like Oink brought up, any other establishment that has something like this?
Recoil? Are you there? Did we lose Recoil? Are you muted?
He might not be there. But, yeah, I completely agree with Oink. You know, there's a lot of restaurants, especially high-end restaurants, where you can't even go through the doors without a tie and a suit on. I mean, it sounds retarded and crazy and stupid and all the above, but it's their right. It's just like the U.S. Military. If you don't wear a certain outfit, you can't go into certain buildings. I've been on bases where that's the what word am I looking for? Where that's the
dress code.
Yeah, dress code. That's part of it. But yeah, it's quite stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like Oink said, they're gonna miss out on a lot of business. I mean, the one thing that I really don't understand is the hoodies, especially the Timberland work boots of any kind. That it's a pub. It's a fucking bar. You can't wear any type of ball cap, obviously, no flat, straight brim or baseball caps. No white tees, really? No sleeveless shirts, tanks, or jerk. You're telling me that 90% of bar patronage is not welcome to your establishment. Right there. It says it with those 9 those 9 items of policy. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. But again, that's their right. It's just like the rights of baking establishments that don't have to put Islam or ISIS or I'm a gay or I'm a fag or whatever, on a cake. And that's their right. They don't have to do that. So whatever your thoughts are on that, if you want to let us know, you can email us. That's always welcome. The next news article is a little out there. It made me scratch my head when I read it after Google had sent it to me. But it's titled, Into the Pot You Go. Maine restaurant sedates lobsters with marijuana smoke. Yes, you heard right. A Maine restaurant sedates lobsters with marijuana smoke. The owner of a lobster joint is sedating her crustaceans with marijuana smoke before cooking them, granting them, she says, a blissfully humane death. Charlotte Gill, I hope I'm saying your name right. It's either Jill or Gill, owner of Charlotte's legendary Lobster Pound in Southwest Harbor, said she had been looking for a way to reduce the suffering of her signature menu item. She experimented with hotboxing one lobster named Roscoe. After she returned him to his tank with the other lobsters, he was less aggressive. Jill has a medical marijuana license, and she plans to offer this cooking method as an option for her customers who want their lobsters baked before they're boiled. Ha ha ha. Jesus. I don't know who this news organization is, but they think stuff like that's cute, apparently. I probably would have done the same thing. This doesn't mean customers will become stoned from their meal. THC breaks down completely at 392 degrees. We will use both steam as well as another heat process to expose the meat to a flattering, get this, 420 degree extended temperature, Jill said. I don't know how I feel about this. I know that, there's nothing wrong with it at all, but you're getting food high so they don't feel anything before you kill them. That I don't think that's how marijuana works. I think you still feel shit. You don't give a fuck, obviously. But I don't. If you don't want them to feel it, give them some type of natural sedative that literally numbs them. Just because they're less aggressive doesn't mean they don't feel shit. When I read this article, I questioned whether or not she was on acid when she tried this. Oh, I know how I can make them not feel pain. I'll give them some marijuana. It's cheap. I don't have to give them my cocaine. Like, that's her thought process right here. Oink, what do you think about it?
I think it's a perfectly good waste of weed.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's going to cook off, I mean, what good does it do besides the lobster? In which, hey, he's going to my stomach in a minute anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't understand where her thinking process was with this. Like I said, she wants to get it to where they're basically not feeling the fact that they're being killed. It's quite simple. If you want to make it humane and quick, chop their head off. You split it right down the middle. That's how it's been done for years. It's been proven that that's the least painful and quickest way to kill a lobster. Boiling them while they're alive is literally boiling them while they're alive.
Maybe she was just looking for another excuse to smoke up that miracle marijuana a little quicker than normal.
Something. There was another part in the article that spoke about scientists have been testing stuff like this for years and all. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but why not just do it, like I said, the quickest way possible? Cut their head in two. They actually done an experiment years ago where they somehow got a microphone in a boiling pot of water, and when the lobsters were dying, they made noises, and it lasted for a very long time. And I don't mean like hours or minutes. I mean seconds, but to a lobster, that's a long time. To us, that's just like, oh, okay, it was a few seconds. But I'm like, they're going through excruciating pain in boiling water, but you can just end their life instantly by splitting their brain into, like, whatever. I don't understand this world at all. Like I said, you think you've seen and heard it all, and here comes this medicinal licensed marijuana user that owns a fucking restaurant in Maine who thinks it's more humane to fucking bake, as the article says, a lobster before you boil it.
I did laugh at that a little bit.
I did too, I'm not gonna lie. But what I laughed the hardest at was when they were explaining the THC breakdown at 392, and then they're going to expose the lobster meat to 420 degrees. Like, really? I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke that she was telling the article or what, but I read that and I was, really? If THC breaks down at 392 degrees, why go all the way to 420? You're ruining the lobster at that temperature. Lobster doesn't take that long to cook, people. Trust me, I know, I've cooked it. I don't like it, but I've cooked it. So, whatever. I mean, it's like the marijuana infused beer. I don't understand that either, but whatever. So, okay. Recoil, are you still there, or are you fapping? I want to take it that he's fapping.
Cricket.
Oink, do you ever go to the DV forum?
DV Farm.
Forum.
The physical location or website?
Forum. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Forum. Forum.
Why, yes, I've gone on there and played around with a little bit of DV fuckery.
Do you want to tell our listeners how to get there and how they can sign up?
But of course. Let me pull that up, because I just had it up and closed it out. Son of a... By all means, go to dvforum.forumb.com and just search. And then on there, you're going to find different things. Real talk, Recoil's favorite part, the DV peer support, the typical DV fuckery like we always have, the meme wars, the rant and raves. And you can always start a discussion on any topic.
Is that all?
Oh, I know Recoil does it a heck of a lot better than anybody else could ever do.
Right? Yeah, you can right. You can go to dvbarracks.com. You can sign up with the email or your Facebook account, and you can change your name to any name that you want when you go up to the top right-hand corner after you made your account, and you can change your picture to any picture that you want. And as Oink said, there's a lot of different threads. Is that what? Yeah, threads. That's what it is in a forum. I'm not used to forum and so on. Anyway, you go into the threads, the peer support section. There's all kinds of shit in there. Is there a classifieds? I can't remember. See, you guys need to tell me
DV
what's
classified.
on.
There is.
Okay, there's a classifieds. I know that doesn't mean that you read and look for stuff that you want to buy for your sex dungeon. Okay, but you guys go over there and tell me what you find. Tell me what's your favorite part of dvbarracks.com. I'm being serious. You guys tell me what you like on dvbarracks.com. Email me at info@dvradio.net, and we'll talk about them next week, hopefully, if DB6 doesn't take over the show, because he thinks that we can't do a show without him. We just wanted to relax this week. I'm sorry. And then I'm not going to name this show a show about nothing. I'm actually going to name it This Show Sucks. You've been forewarned. So, if anybody wants to complain about it sucking, you've been forewarned. The hosts are saying it sucks. So, if the host said that, it sucks. Is there anything that you'd like to say to our listeners tonight? Oink, we've got about 10 minutes or so before that 11 o'clock number comes around.
No, I was just, like I said, I support the DV radio because it's just a means for a lot of us to get together, relax on the Saturday night. chew the fat, listen to other veterans, pick up on some of the things that are going around on social media, express our opinions. It's a good time. It's a time to just let your hair down and unwind after a week of knuckle busting 40-hour to 50-hour work weeks, putting it to the grind all the time. This is just a great time to unwind. That's why I support you guys. It also means that, we get the word out free of charge to listeners that are looking for something, or looking for that little niche to, get that camaraderie back together again. Even if it's a little bit of just listening to people chat and bullshit, on a Saturday night. But at the same time, it also gives a means for those brothers and sisters that are struggling to know that there's, people out here. Like you said, all the mods that are out there 24/7, 365 days a week, 366 on a leap year, that are caring, that want to make sure that everyone's looking out for. So, by all means, if you have the means to donate on DV, the DV Radio, the DV Farm, it doesn't take much, and a little bit does go a long ways. And if you can't, by all means, share. Like I said, I live up here in Alaska, where it took, a couple of years before. I haven't heard about the DV Radio, and that was thanks to one of the guys that's in chat right now, Frosty. I didn't know anything about it until we got together and we started talking about it at work, and the next thing you know, here we are, So it's a small world. It's a small group of brothers and sisters that are taking care of one another, and I think we're doing a hell of a job, but we can always do better.
Yeah, most definitely. Like Oink said, if you want to donate, there is a part on dvradio.net. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. There's a orange placard there, and there's a drop-down menu. I think it's like $5, $25, and $50. If you can't give the minimum, or you want to give more, email us, and we'll send you the appropriate information to do that. I know a lot of you said that you can't do any of that. Okay, that's fine. Let us know if you want to do more, or you want to do less. Go to dvfarm.org and click on the donate tab. There's 7 or 8 different ways that you can give back to the DV Farm if that's what you want to do, or, that's one of your prerogatives in life, is to give back to your fellow brothers and sisters, or if you just are able to share. A share goes a long way, like Oink said. Thanks to Mr. Frosty, Midnight Frosty, in chat that shared it with his fellow brother DV Oink. Everybody thinks a share doesn't go anywhere, but one share, let me tell you, a lot of people see that one share, they're like, oh man, what's this about? But seriously, if you can't give, please share. That's the least that we ask of you. We don't ask you to give your last penny. We would never do that, but please just share it. If you want to shop online and donate at the same time, go to smile.amazon.com, make DV Farm your charity of choice. Like I said earlier, there's no hidden fees or extra costs, and a portion of that goes directly towards the DV Farm. We love to thank Nightcap Productions for sponsoring DV Radio. We cannot thank them enough. And while we're talking about Nightcap Productions, please go over to crowdrise.com. The link is in the description and on dvradio.net/chat. They will be matching all user donations up to a total of $2,500 for this hurricane relief efforts. And to show your support for Nightcap Productions, go download What the Forecast and Backseat Navigator on your iOS or Android devices just to show your support. And share your screenshots of What the Forecast and some of your audio clips from Backseat Navigator with us. You can either email us at dvradio.net, or you can put them on the Facebook page. Facebook is DV Radio, or you can tweet them out to us on Twitter, DV_DV Radio. I love to see what you guys are doing on your day-to-day lives when you need to have a smile, and if that puts a smile on your face, let us know. And I'm sure that Nightcap Productions would find it hilarious as well, especially with some of your guys' quick whips, because some of you guys are funnier than the shit that you fucking post. Just the comments alone are worth reading. All right. We lead to some interesting conversations at work. Is that right, Oink?
Oh yeah. It sparks one little debate there at the shop, and it spreads like wildfire. Because Midnight Frosty, if you can tell by his little profile picture, he's a Marine. Once Marine, always a Marine. So he's Marine. I'm prior Air Force myself. We got a few Army guys we work with, so it definitely can make for some interesting conversation, needless to say.
Well, one of these days you guys are going to have to record one of those conversations, and if it's viable for the show or the YouTube channel, we'll put it up. Speaking of the YouTube channel, DB6 and I have been talking about some stuff. We are in the works. Like, you guys think we're not, but we have so much going on, and we don't have a team other than who you guys know about. We have the DB Radio staff, we have the moderators, and then of course we have the mydbstore.com department. But other than that, it's just us. It's us doing our own shit. None of us get paid. It's all volunteer, and we all have personal lives except for me. Right now, anyway. Hopefully that'll change soon. But yeah, we are working on stuff. We have a lot of ideas. We've got some surprises in store for you guys. One that hopefully is coming out really soon, that we hope you guys like. We also have the Halloween show coming up October 31st. If you guys want something going on for the Halloween show, let us know. I'm trying to think of other shit that I can't think of off the top of my fucking head. We know this show wasn't your normal show. It was just a show for us to relax, kick back. That's why I didn't really have an itinerary. You can ask Oink. There's really nothing on this itinerary. It's basically the same shit he's seen the last time in the itinerary. I'm not even joking. I think the only thing that's really changed is the songs and the commercial breaks. That's it, right?
From what I remember, pretty much. But I know Six definitely wanted to keep up with the Facebook birthday fundraisers. I know he's big onto those. You guys are doing a great job with those. Keep them coming. If you do start one, obviously email the page so that way we can blast it hopefully on the main page. Remember, not all of them are going to get on the main page, but we'll do it. I'm sure Six and everybody else is going to do what they can. And again, just keep looking after one of the fuckers.
He stole Recoil's line. Recoil's gonna beat his ass. But yeah, exactly what Oink said. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, email us here at info@dbradio.net, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, or anything else about the farm, email them at info@dbfarm.org. Please go check out the newest layout to the website, dbfarm.org. Let us know what you think about it, what you don't like, what you do like, what you'd like to see. Same here with the radio. I'm trying to draw this out as far as possible, but I've got nothing, you guys. We love you, Auntie. Stay well. Yeah, for DB6, Marquis, and Ghoul, who are not here, Recoil and Oink, until next week, Buttsickles.
Bye-bye. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks. Goodbye, motherfucker!
DB Radio.
We're clear.
Oh, shoot. I look back and my 6-year-old's over here playing Grand Theft Auto. Awesome.
Nice. Teach them while they're young. Teach them how those hoes work. That's great.
He's driving up a hill. That's good.
He's driving up a hill.
Oh, hell.